and welcome to this episode of Game Over. Lots of sporting action coming up and over the next couple of days, leading to Super Sunday final. Three major finals coming up on that particular day. But for the moment, let's focus on multiple sports actually. Let's start with the Indian women's team who start their campaign against the English tonight in the first of the three T20s. The series so far cumulatively stands at 6-4 in favor of England. Test match was drawn. Thereafter, England 2-1 in the 50-over ODI series. So the series stands at 6-4. Can the Indians win two and make it even? We've got to wait and see. Several players on who we will be focusing on: Harmanpreet Kaur, Shafali Verma, Smriti Mandana, obviously the important stars for India. But we would also want the bowling to fire. Poonam Yadav to get back among wickets. Radha Yadav probably will make it to the team. We want to see young Indrani Roy gets an opportunity. So it's a very important series coming up for the Indian women. The first game in Nottingham from 11 p.m. tonight. Number two, as the tempo starts to build for that final at Wembley, all of England are starting to dream, is the cup finally coming home? From the very start of the European Championships, they have been the team to beat along with Italy. It's actually a dream final. Two top coaches pitted against each other. Roberto Mancini's Italy, very, very good side, against Gareth Southgate's England, which has been stellar so far. Be it Kane, be it Sterling, the two forwards have been absolutely brilliant. And then they are getting a lot of support from the back line. Harry Maguire, each time there is a dead ball situation, be it a free kick or a corner kick, will come forward. So will John Stones. The two best teams of the cup converging in the final at Wembley. So England will have tremendous amount of support going into the final, and home support at that. So maybe will that help England? We've got to wait and see. But an absolutely mouth-watering, cracking final. Wimbledon 2 getting into the last stage. Novak Djokovic, one has to say, starting to look for that final golden slam. He's looking the part, but there are lots of challengers. So we've got to see how the final weekend unfolds. Ash Barty beating Angelique Kerber to make the final in the women's singles, and an Australian after a long time. Angelique Kerber fought in the second set, but Ashley Barty very, very good after winning the first set relatively easily. So that's how SW19 is shaping up. Just under 2 weeks to go for the Tokyo Games, and almost everyone is set. The Indian team literally now all poised. Badminton draw has been announced. Satvik and Chirag getting a very tough draw with the Indonesian top seeds being part of the same group. They've also got, and if they do qualify, they will probably face the British. So it's a very tough draw for Satvik and Chirag. But on the other side, for PV Sindhu and Sai Praneeth, it's a decent draw. Sindhu drawn against two opponents who she has always beaten, 5-0 and 2-0 in favor of Sindhu respectively. Sai Praneeth, a relatively mixed draw. I had a chat with Pulela Gopichand, and despite the tough draw, he is still very hopeful of Satvik and Chirag, and says that in that group, something that has been said by Matthias Bo, the Indian doubles coach also, that in that group, any of the four teams can qualify and two will go through. So even if you lose one match, it doesn't mean anything. You've got to give in their best, and that's what Satvik and Chirag will have to do over the last couple of weeks. Saurav Ganguly, the Indian board president, former captain, spoke to me about pressure at the biggest stage, saying that some of these athletes who are young people should regard it as the greatest moment and greatest opportunity of their lives and deem it like that. He compared it with the Cricket World Cup and said, if you look at it as an opportunity, obviously you will enjoy the moment that much more. Once you step into the ring or step into the wrestling mat or walk out or step into the shooting range, it's you, your weapon and the target. And Saurav Ganguly was supremely eloquent, trying to say that each of these athletes have been there physically. Now it's a question of if they are there mentally, and that is the bigger challenge. Gave the example of naysayers, said, even the greatest Sachin Tendulkar was at one point in time doubted, but that is not the point. The point is how focused is the athlete on what the goal is, and inspired every one of them, saying India has a chance to win 10 medals in the Olympic Games, which is fantastic. Also has a chance to do great in the Paralympic Games, which is also fantastic. It was a conversation which is capable of inspiring any and every Indian. Among the women's hockey team, had a chat with Rani Rampal, Savita Punia, and the coach Sir Marine, and all of them said, they are very confident of making the quarterfinals and thereafter at anyone's game. Rani Rampal, who started playing for India at the age of 15, already a role model at 26, sounded very confident. The vice captain Savita Punia said the Rio experience when India did not do too well will also help. So all said and done, the Indian women's hockey team is also ready to do their best in Tokyo and make a few upsets. The coach, being a pragmatist, is staying in the moment but is pretty much sure that the girls have the ability to make the quarterfinal. So as I said, huge weekend of sport coming up, and I will be there for all of you with more episodes of Game Over. Till then, thanks for watching.